Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is an unexpected, small, teeny tiny color and chat video. I have my free day off today, and also my husband has taken a day off, but he went out for a little while, so I thought, yes, this is my chance to film some blah blah. And yeah, it's always nice to have new content for the channel. I don't always have ideas what to film, but yeah, sometimes I have loads of ideas but not the courage to start them, or not the time. That's most of the problem, that the lack of time. But now that I have a few spare moments, I can show you what I'm coloring. It's from this little book, the Kawaii. I'm going to put my water bottles aside. The Kawaii Fairies Spring coloring book. I had this for more than a year on my shelves, I think, and I didn't touch it beforehand, so this is my first picture that I'm working on, and I'm loving every second of it. I'm using, except for the base layer of her hair, that's Inktense, I'm using budget-friendly materials. So I've used my cheap pencils from my discount shop Action. I did a base layer of marker on her face and shaded in with these pencils. I'm using the Arteza watercolor pencils for her dress. I did use some cheap paints to do these flowers and give them some shimmer. The flowers here, these are the glitter gel pens and Stickles, so that's also a bit more expensive than the rest that I'm using, but other than that, it's a book with thin paper. I love the sound that I'm getting by using paints and water-based materials. And yeah, it's nice to try to create something nice with only budget-friendly materials. I love my brand pencils, like the Pablos, like the Polychromos, but sometimes it's just so nice to go back to more basic products and try to achieve the same results that I do with the more expensive brands. Sometimes blending is more difficult, I have to admit, but I try to see how I can make things work out. So it's always a bit of an not a competition, but a challenge. I'm going to sharpen this white pencil just a tiny bit. Now I do have to say that I prefer the regular colored pencils by Arteza, because on some paper the watercolor ones can feel a bit oily and they work less smooth. But it's really depending on the paper that you're using. It's like with every pencil. So I'm just coloring in some white highlights here and there. I just want to leave her dress quite basic, just like it is now. Yeah, I'm happy with how things are working out on this picture. The past month I had quite some trouble by choosing pictures to color. It was always a dilemma, and yeah, it was the same story yesterday. I was planning on starting a picture by Klara Markova or Maria Trolla. I had taken these books. I'm going to put this aside for just 1 second so that I can grab my gold paint. And suddenly when I was looking on, I think it was YouTube, I saw one of those books, the Kawaii books, but I think it was the Halloween one, And I remembered suddenly that I had this spring one. I'm sorry for the glare. I'm going to move my lamp a little bit. That's better. I remembered that I had this book, and I just had to flip through it when I got home, and I immediately decided to do this one because they are quite intricate, the pages. Lots of strawberries, and I was just crazy when doing my strawberry page for the last picture of August. So that's why I've chosen this one. She's the main center, and the rest I'm going to do with some watercolor base, I think. So, but now I want to focus on the little details on her dress. So I think I'm going to use this paint. It's also from my discount shop. This is a kind of a bronze color. And I have a gold color too. So the bronze color I will use on these parts, on the orangey parts, and the gold I'm planning on using on these ribbons. I could also use a red one, but I don't think that will be poppy enough, so I'm going for this one. So I'm just going to shake that bottle, and I'm grabbing the little lid off, and I take paint from out of this lid. And so I'm trying a new paintbrush. I really like it, but I've ordered myself some smaller ones this morning, because really when you want to do fur, you really need to be able to make smaller hairs, and even this pencil is just too big. But for details like this, it's perfect. So I was super happy that suddenly this book talked to me, and that that this picture appealed to me. So I have another book tackled from my stack. I can use the hashtag Color Your Hoard by the lovely Lovelia if I want to. And it's strange, but because kawaii is not always a style that I like to color, but now I really wanted to. That's the fantastic aspect of coloring. You have your moments when you want to do faces or fantasy scenes with dragons, or you name it, and sometimes you really want more to do with houses, or and now for me at this moment I really was into this kawaii girl. So I'm now going to shake the golden bottle to give her dress the gold details. And she's turning out different already than I had in mind, because I was planning this isn't quite covering. We'll have to use a bit more then. I was just planning on giving her natural color of hair, but as I was doing her face and her blushy cheeks, I was thinking, I just have to do something completely different. It's a fantasyful little book, so just use some playful colors, and that's why I like her hair so much. It's a base layer of Inktense, and then I went on top with my cheap pencils with some pink and some aqua green and quite an apple green. And yeah, I really like the playfulness of it. So This could take a while to dry, I'm afraid. But it was, it's nice to just add these details. In my earlier and talk to you guys, in my earlier coloring days, I always waited with details until everything else was finished, but now I'm really enjoying mixing my coloring process. So adding glitter, adding gold details, adding, yeah, you name it, it can be done at the very moment that I want to. It doesn't have to be at the end. I'm going to take a little look how it's, ooh, look at that. And this bronze is also so beautiful. I'm really, really liking this picture. Do I have another detail that has to be done? I don't think so. Maybe. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about doing the bodies of the butterflies in gold. Maybe that's a nice extra detail. Yeah, that's a nice extra detail. So it will be difficult for these tiny bodies that are not straight, drawn not straightforward. I do hope I'm still on camera. Am I? Yes. I hope you all have lovely plans for the weekend, great coloring plans. I'm happy that I didn't wait with filming my finished pages, because I'm sure I will not be able to finish this by tomorrow evening. I think it will take me a little bit longer, but that's not a problem. I really am enjoying every single step of this coloring process in this book. So it will be my first for September, I think. I have a few more on top. I'm going to put my book like this. Oops, that's a bit too much, but okay, no problem at all. I really enjoy working with my budget-friendly materials again. It's just, yeah. I love my Paul Rubens glitter. I love my other shimmery products, but sometimes it's just so fun to go back to basics. And yeah, these paints, you could buy them with 4 paints together. You couldn't choose the combination, so they were pre-packed, and sometimes there was an awful color together in the package. But for €2.50, 4 of these big bottles. I'm going to see, is there an amount mentioned? I don't even know how much there's in. Oh, 150 milliliters. It's visible right here. So You can't go wrong. And it's perfect for small details. I don't think that they will always be covering everything when you use them on larger spaces, but for little details like this, what more do you want? Yeah, really, really lovely. I think that's the great thing about coloring too. You can love so many materials in every price range. It's, yeah, I'm really every day super happy that I've discovered this hobby. I was talking to a girl yesterday, and I was telling her, after a working day, when I put a colored pencil in my hand, I just feel the joy, and my stress is floating away on the paper, and it's just, yeah, an amazing hobby. I love every second of it, except when I'm working on a page that I'm absolutely not liking, or that I had imagined otherwise in my head. But yeah, when you're working on something that you really like, and that it's coming to life like you want it to, then it's just fantastic. So I'm going to think what to use on her pearls. I think I will be using some Stickles, but I'm not sure about the color yet, because other materials will not pop up too easy. I will have to think about those. I'm just going to take a look in my Stickle collection. I will be right back. I hope my husband is not on his way home yet, so that we have still a little bit more time together. But if I have to break off this video immediately, now I can say goodbye, of course, when he enters, but you know me, I don't like talking in English when he's around because he's always giggly. Not to make fun of me, but it's just, yeah, we're not used to talk English, and then it sounds a bit silly. So, but anyway, I'm now going to take a look at my Stickle collection to see which color that is suitable for her necklace. I'll be back in just 1 second. Okay, I'm back again. I've grabbed some Stickles, but I've also discovered this tube by Bison. It's also a glue brand, and I'm thinking, because it's also budget friendly, to maybe use this, but I'll have to take a look first if everything is still running, and I think it is. Yeah, I'm just going to try and use this on her and hope for the best, because I really like how this is so, no, that's why I like Stickles so much. This hardly is sticky. No, sorry for that. Now, what was, maybe raspberry? No. I'm just going to make it quite plain, not too crazy with different colors. I'm using sandstone. See what I mean? Stickles directly stay on the paper, and that Bison one didn't. Such a shame. I really wanted to use that one. I'm going to choose this one. I don't know when I will be uploading this. It's possible that it's still today. It's possible that it will be on Saturday or Sunday. I will have to take a look. I will have to use the Power Director app. It makes my videos smaller, so easier to upload. But I will have to find the time to play with that app, of course. How is it looking? It's looking quite okay, I think. I'm going to lift it up in just 1 second so that you can see the result. Oh, and there's another one here. I almost forgot. Look how easy stickles are applied. They're fantastic for small details. They really are. I love them. Just like in her hair, here on the sunflowers, you can see the dark part is glitter gel pen, and the small dots are, I think, a copper Stickles. You can just lay down some little dots and it's just perfect. And now her the other details, it's more beautiful when they are dried up. When they are wet, they are not that shimmery, but when they are dried up, they are yeah, super lovely to work with. Love that product. Okay, I'm going to leave this like it is now, because if I'm going to start something else, oh no, I don't have to say goodbye yet. I have some details on the bottom. Haha. We can talk a little bit longer. I can color these in with that gold paint also, and then we're done for today, or for this video. And I think that that there's a chance that my husband is returning home shortly afterwards, so then we had our moment together today. So this paint, I must admit, isn't as coverable as the bronze one is, but I can still play around, and the only consequence is that I have to use an extra layer and work in a thicker layer, but that's totally okay. How can you be mad about a product when you pay so less? I'm expecting something very exciting from Arteza, by the way. I was contacted by my lovely contact over there, asking if I was interested to review a certain product, and wow, I definitely was. So as soon as I got that at home, I will try to do a review as soon as possible. So that's another video that definitely will be made. Going to add an extra here. I hope the sound isn't too weird, because our fan is right in next to me. So if you hear, yeah, a windy sound, that's the fan that's turning. Okay, look at that. Yeah, love it. I will have a hard time to decide how to do these big wings of hers. But I think I will be focusing on the rest of the surroundings before deciding what to do with her wings. They aren't transparent, so that's a fact already. I don't have to use I can, of course, use a silvery color or a white one, a pearlescent white or something like that, but I can go wild also if I like. But not sure about that yet, and I'm seeing something else that I can give a little color. Again with that gold paint. She has some extra details here. So I'm just filling that up with some gold too. And now that it's dried up, I can add some extra. To make it even more vivid and rich. That's also the fun of using paints in coloring books. You really have to focus and have a steady hand, and it's super relaxing. Okay, now I'm done with her. So yay for the golden details. I really like the golden details on the butterflies as well. Look how he's shiny. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush. And then I'm going to say goodbye, because I'm already 20 minutes in this second part. And then, yeah, I can hopefully take my time I'm going to put a palette just underneath to give it some air, that it dries a bit more quickly. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I hope we will see each other soon in the next for a next video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'll be happy to read and answer them. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye.